week we are also filming on my phone just to kind of compare the quality again. Last week's video we had a little bit of an audio problem, however I'm going to make sure that this week's video goes up with no problems. As promised, I am going to be doing the E.L.F makeup unboxing tutorial. So I'm going to be using all of the makeup products that I got in today's look. This look is going to be a different one than I usually would do. It's going to be a look that isn't necessarily wearable for every day, but it will be showcasing all of the products. So it's going to be very bright, very vibrant, a little bit different than what I would normally do, but I'm super excited to get started. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button down below and like this video. You'll see similar content and some probably new and improved videos coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And let's just get started. We're going to get started with a new product right off the bat. We're going to be using the Puff Puff primer on my face, obviously, as a primer. So we'll do just one pump, which gets us about that much product. As I noticed in the video last week, a little bit goes a long way. My brain isn't fully functioning right now. So we're just going to rub it on in. I'm avoiding my eye area simply because I have eye primer that I use. Obviously nothing too exciting. In the mirror it does look like it's been matted down a little bit, but nothing crazy. Now I'm just gonna go in with my normal face routine. All of the products that I use will be listed down below in the description as usual. One thing I immediately noticed using the Puff Puff primer versus the only other primer I've ever used, which was the tinted Beauty Blender primer, was that my makeup instantly just went on without looking a different color or without looking significantly different than what it would normally look like. So this looks, to me it looks like it's a little bit smoother. I'm using the mirror over here just as a reference, but it does look like it's gone on a little smoother. However, the color hasn't changed, which is a very big thing for me. Next, I'm going in with my concealer. Again, the concealer doesn't feel like it's going on any different than it would normally. It looks pretty okay. The one thing I did notice, particularly under my eyes, was that it did feel a little more chalky. However, that could literally just be because I haven't put on makeup in months and I just forget what my concealer feels like. I am noticing from the primer my hands do feel a little bit greasy. However, I'm not too concerned. So now I'm going in with my eye primer. Quickly gonna wash my hands and then finish up powdering my face with my pressed powder. One thing I'm noticing, and it could be the lighting, but Obviously where I've concealed under my eyes is very bright in comparison to the rest of my face. So maybe something I have to watch out for in comparison to not using a face primer. It looks fairly smooth to me, so I guess we'll see where it goes from here. Let's quickly straighten up my brows. So now I'm going to go into the fun part. I'm going to go in with the new palette. So my plan is I'm going to do one half of my face the warm colors, one half of my face the cool colors. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use the shimmering colors as highlights and contour shades, so it's going to be very different. I'm going to be contouring my temples, contouring my cheekbones, contouring my nose. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the bright shades. So the top, I'm going to go in on my lids. The middle row, I'm going in on the bottom, and then the shimmers, obviously, the rest of the face. So I will say I'm nervous because this is the most unique look I have ever done, and this could turn out horribly, so I apologize if that's the case. So I'm taking my E.L.F blending brush, and I'm going to go in first with Casey here. There's quite a lot of fallout in the pan, but that's fine. So I am doing quite a dramatic look. I'm going to start on the outside corner here. Something I instantly notice is that patting it on gets a lot more packed on rather than blending it, which is something I believe I mentioned in my last video. I was saying how these colors looked as though packing them on was going to get a lot more payoff than blending them out, just because of how they seemed to blend on my arm. So using my fluffiest brush that I have, which is a NYX brush, I'm just going in and blending it a little bit more outward. Just trying to get a little bit more of a payoff here, which is proving to be difficult. I'm trying to do circular motions, however, it's proving to be a bit of a challenge, so we're just kind of doing the best we can with what we have. So it seems to me right away that the best option for blending is to form the shape that you want the color to look like and go from there. That's fine. It's not going to be perfect until I get everything on there. So next I'm going in with Millie. We're going to put that on the middle portion of my eye. I am like blocking it out sort of thing. Again, followed in the pan as I was expecting. Oh, hair in my eye. like I realized you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm looking too far this way. So. Again, patting it on to get the most payoff. Those colors, I believe, are going to blend really well together. But we'll see. So I'm just blending Millie into Casey and kind of blending it up a little bit. Like I mentioned before, these looks are going to be very, probably not wearable, but that is okay. Honestly, I kind of wish I had left Casey unblended, but whatever. Because I'm really liking how Millie's looking, so I'm going to quickly go back in with Casey and just stamp it back in there just a little bit, and then blend it back out, which might seem counterintuitive, I don't know. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the yellow, which is the Yosemite. Might help if I had the right end. Again, a lot of fallout in the pan, but I'm honestly not surprised, simply because these shades are all matte and they are like the eyeshadow palette itself is fairly inexpensive, and I'm not saying that that is like, oh well, it's gonna have fallout in the pan, but usually when I frequently find when shades are matte, there's usually more fallout in the pan than when they're not. I can hardly see that. Pale people problems. Like, can you even see Yosemite? I'm gonna drag it down just a smidgen, because you honestly, like, you can see it, but not much. I think I went overboard with Millie, but that's fine. So again, we're gonna just blend those out. Honestly, I'm kind of happy with how that looks. It's nothing exciting, but it's kind of, it's pretty. I am going to just see if I can blend out the top a little bit more. That looks better. All right, now on to the cool side. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing working from the outside in, because I find that seems to be the easiest way for me to work. So we're going to start on this side of the palette and start with Sadie and go inward. So Sadie is definitely chalky, but it's pretty. I'm going to have the same technique here. I'm going to stamp it on. I don't know what this tongue is doing, but I have heard that purple colors are some of the hardest colors to blend. I have never used purple eyeshadow like anytime recently, so that's fun. So I'm going to do a little bit different. What I'm going to do on this eye is I'm just going to do the colors first and then blend them out. So now I'm going in with the next shade here, Cannoli, the blue. There's not nearly as much fallout with the blue as there was with any of the other colors, which seems interesting to me. However, I am finding the blue very hard to pack onto my lid. Like, if you can see, it's kind of patchy. And I really have to concentrate it in certain areas to get it to work. So, yeah, the blue's pretty, but it's gonna be a pain in my butt, I think. And it stains, which I think I said in my last video, but just in case you're wondering, it stains. Next, I'm going in with the green, which is Peaky, and we're gonna fill in something really, really good to note that I'm noticing instantly. So the darker colors I'm having a really, really hard time packing or doing anything with, unless it's like the first dip and instantaneously touching my eye. I don't know what that's about, but that's fine. So I'm gonna blend this out somehow. I do feel like the warmer colors look more natural on my skin tone. Like, this looks terrifying to me. So we'll see. I'm gonna go in with some blending and just go nuts for a few minutes. So, the very first thing I noticed upon blending this eye is that the purple just kind of lost its color. It just got really muddy, really dirty looking, which I have had other YouTubers and other makeup artists say purples are really hard to do. However, a lot more fallout in the side of the well, as you can see underneath, but that can be easily fixed. So now this might look a little bit harsh on this side because it does stain. So that is something really to kind of keep an eye out for, is that if you do make a mistake with any of the darker colors, you're kind of stuck with it unless you want to take it off with a makeup wipe and really try again. Anyway, now I'm going to go in with this middle row and do the bottom lashes. So I'm doing the same pattern, just on the bottom. So we're going to start with Pepper, which is the red shade here. of dragging it down and connecting it, so it's going to look a little bit more dramatic per se. I think I'm going to blend it out as I go. I'm going to use just my second smallest fluffy brush here by E.L.F. The one thing with red shades, obviously, is you have to be very careful because you can look sick. So I'm going to go in with Zuma. Which really blended in with the red. However, we're going to blend it out a little bit. Didn't really take much. That's fine. Now I'm going to go in with Paloma, which is the mustard yellow. So that I'm honestly pretty happy with. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now we're going to do the other eye. Same technique, just backwards. So we're going in with Pretty Girl. Again, these are really dark shades, so I have to be very careful, especially at first. Not a fan of the dark shades right now, but it could literally just be because of the look I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see when I'm done. I think they'll be better when they're paired with normal looks. Again, Thatcher, the blue. Ooh, that is a pretty color. It looks really dark on me, however, the emo in me is screaming. And I know that I could have a lot of fun with that color. Plus it looks really nice. And then finally, however, it does really stain brushes, so that is something to really note. If you are not planning on using dark colors, the blue is not going to be your friend. Now we're going in with the Tank, which is the green. Again, that color looks really nice. So that eye is obviously extremely dark in comparison to the other one. However, separately, they look freaking fantastic. So, all right, now it's time to move on to probably the scariest part of the whole entire thing, which is contouring. Okay. So, because Suki was just kind of underwhelming, I'm going to use that as my main highlight shade. So I'm not going to be using that as a typical contour shade, but I'm going to do red in this temple, purple in this temple, green for this cheekbone, yellow for this cheekbone, Suki for my highlights on my cheekbones and my nose, and then Bailey, which is the blue, for the tip of my nose and my chin. I think. Okay, so I'm going to use my highlight brush in the first place. No, I'm not. I lied. I'm going to use my big fluffy brush in the first place. So I'm going to go in with strawberry, which is the red. This is taking a lot of work to blend out, however, we're guessing. I'm just going to take my powder brush, blend it out a little more. No, looks fine. Now I'm going to do the other side, which is the purple, which is confetti. I'm actually gonna, oh, never mind, okay. Now I'm gonna go in with Firefly and do this cheekbone. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna do my nose. And the cheekbone. That one's really hard to see, obviously, because I'm really pale. Now I'm going in with Reagan, which is the green. We're doing the same thing on this side. Yeah, that's better. Now I'm gonna go in with Bailey to the tip of my nose and my chin. Okay. I'm gonna fix the contour just a smidgen before I do the highlight. So this goes straight down to here. just like that. Nothing too exciting. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in with my highlight. I'm going to use this little brush first. Add highlight in, which is extremely hard to see. Like, can you even, oh, you can see it, just barely though. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly take my highlight brush. Honestly, as scary as this looks, that is the eye look. So now, onto the rest of my face. Before I get too carried away, I am going to add mascara. This is mascara that I won from a friend who sells Arbonne products. I've never used it before, so I figured I might as well use it in this video. Literally can't do it on camera. I'm definitely more of a fan of this side already, just probably because my skin tone is warmer, so I'm more drawn to the fall side of things rather than the winter. Now I'm going to add my blush and lipstick and I'll be done. So this is the E.L.F blush that I got with my blush brush. It's extremely pigmented. Way too heavy-handed on that side, as you guys can probably just instantly tell. However, it's a gorgeous color. I can blend that out a little bit. And now I'm going to add my lipstick, and that will be the completed look. So guys, this is the completed look. I will show you guys half and halves of both sides so that you can truly compare the results. I have to say I am favoring this side over this side, probably because this side seems more natural to me. This side seems like a lot. So obviously I'm gonna have to keep playing with these makeup, with all of the makeups, with all of the palettes, and just get used to the colors. So that is where we are at. But this is it. First impressions, loving this side. Gotta get used to this side, but obviously I'm not gonna go out like this. I am going to definitely enjoy these while I can. So here is a little montage of everything, and let me know down below which you prefer, either the warm side or the cool side, and also let me know what you think of this quality video. Again, I'm still torn between which one I want to do. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.